most recruits that actually attend the academy for the NYPD, they're good people. They're not bigots. They're not racist. They're good. They come from good, strong family background. A lot of them are intelligent. However, because of the way that they get the training in the academy in a couple of years and on the job, because of the hierarchy, they do become bad people. They do become a bunch of racists and a bunch of bigots. For example, they're taught in the academy here in the city of New York that when they approach somebody who's Hispanic or black, he is a suspect. Okay? They don't approach him whether they're city resident or state resident, only as a suspect. So automatically, the officer, when they look at you, if you're black or Hispanic, they look at you not as a city resident, not as a taxpayer, not as a father working a 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday, struggling to pay your bills. They'll look at you as a suspect. Okay? One of the reasons also that they get away with a lot of the things that they do is because they shit in our backyard. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. 90% of the officers that actually patrol our streets and work in the department do not live inside the city of New York. If you don't believe me, go to 41st Precinct when they have their roll calls in the morning. Look at their license plate. Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Jersey, so forth, so on. So a lot of these officers, they come into our city, they do what they gotta do. After they finish shitting in our city and they wipe their ass, they take the GWB or the New England Thoroughway back to their house. So they really don't care too much about the residents in the city because they do their 8 hours and they sleep finally in their own township. So what we need to do is we need to let the mayor know, because the mayor do have the power to actually accomplish this, that the requirement is for all officers, all, should be living inside the city of New York. They have to interact with our community to understand our culture, to understand our language, to understand our way of life. And if this doesn't happen, there's going to be more what they call accidental shooting. They call it accidental shooting, but it's really murder. And there hasn't been an officer prosecuted for murder. Oh yeah, every time there's an accidental shooting, have you noticed they never accidentally shoot somebody white? Why is that? Maybe because the silhouettes in the academy are not white. Maybe because the silhouettes in the academy are all black, painted with the green in the back. I bet you if they probably put a different color, and not only that, but they give ethic classes, it's not going to really help. Just bring them into the city, have them live inside the city, have them understand the culture, understand the language, understand the people, and maybe the community could embrace this department. You know, it's funny. I could name you a lot of cases. We have the Michael Bell case recently, shot a lot of times there by the officers, no handgun found. We could also talk about the city housing police officer who shot the teenager over at the Smith Project there at the roof, because why? He patrols the hallway with a Glock 9mm handgun, not holstered but unholstered, because he feels for his safety. There's also another case where road rage in the FDR by an off-duty officer shot an unarmed driver. He was not prosecuted. There's been many cases, and there's continued to be many cases. If we, the people, do not come together as a whole. See these fingers I have here in my hand? These fingers by itself don't mean nothing. But if you ball it up in a fist, they mean a lot. That's what we need to do. We need to show to our mayor and let him know that we will not accept this no more. So every time they have a shooting here and the let me rephrase that. Every time they have an accidental shooting here in the Bronx or on 125th Street in Harlem, what we need to do is not just let our mayor know that we are not satisfied with the outcome, but we also need to have is if they have a funeral here in the South Bronx and the funeral here on the 125th Street, they need to have a funeral downtown. That's what we need to start doing, because by voting and by voicing our opinion, it's not going to change. This has been going on since the 70s. And right now it is the year 2009, and it really doesn't matter whether the cop is white, doesn't matter whether the cop is black, Hispanic, they are all being corrupt by the hierarchy within the NYPD. So what we need to start doing is physically, by force if necessary, protecting ourselves from these criminals, because that's what they are. Nothing but a bunch of criminals walking around our city with a bunch of handguns and badges, arresting, beating up, shooting, and killing our brothers and sisters, and let them know we will not be taking this no more.